Thank you. A big applause for Leonardo.
Le cose, quindi sì, io ce l'ho sempre adesso Figma, poi scarico in JPG almeno si vedono bene. C'è una cosa, metto il mio. Ah no, sono andato. Non paghiamo il mio. Che non so se posso aprire, speriamo. Senza sbaglio. Faccio. No, quello è il mio store della. Test, test. Questo? No, non funziona. Ah, vabbè, allora. Fai tu? Top. Okay. Last speech of the day. I'll try to keep it short. Very technical as well. We're going to talk about quantum. You might have heard, like, I'm not going to talk about like what is quantum compute, et cetera, et cetera. We had 3 days pretty much to explain why quantum is important, where it's coming from, and like why it's important for blockchain to actually be post-quantum secure. So, Dave, nice. Quantum isn't a hoax, it's a deadline. This is very important because some people think that Q-Day is actually very far, and it might be very far, but at the same time, it's like, we don't have to figure out, like, we don't have to just like say it's so far away that we don't have to work right now, but it's actually very, very important for us to figure out a way to actually make blockchain quantum secure. And at the same time, it's like, it's not like we shouldn't make quantum, Solana, for example, quantum secure right now fully, but we should do what makes sense for the risk that we have right now to come into quantum, but at the same time for the timeline and what the blockchain could actually do. So, to be quantum secure, so first of all, this is not the official Solana roadmap. Solana doesn't have an official roadmap. It's more of like there are a lot of core contributor like Blueshift that works in tandem with Foundation and other company to figure out what's the best way for making Solana quantum safe. So here, it's just the Blueshift vision. Could be what Solana decide to adopt in the future. Could not be, but at the same time, it's very, very important for us to talk about like the research that we've been conducting and we've been publishing in the past 2 years. So, first of all, the first phase of making Solana quantum safe is actually to secure the VM. Solana is actually pretty lucky because authority can be represented with what we call PDAs. PDAs are off-curve addresses, and this means that it's not a normal key pair, it's not a normal wallet, but it's actually a wallet that doesn't have any secret key. This means that it's actually not crackable by quantum. And this is perfect because to secure the VM, that it should be the first phase, and spoiler alert, it's been secure for the past year. We just need to have more signature that validate that PDA. And so right now, thanks to Dean, my co-founder, that is it's one of the smartest person that I know, and it's definitely a very, very smart cryptographer. He developed the first 3 quantum secure signature on Solana that are Falcon, Hawk, and Winternitz. And the cool thing about it is like last year, when everybody was like scrambling for quantum, everybody was talking about quantum, they were like, there is no way the blockchain becomes quantum secure. Dean went and figured out that there is a quantum signature that is winter needs that can actually be done on Solana. And so we scrambled for a week. We pushed this winter wallet, we called it, and it's pretty much the first, we could say, I'm not sure about the other blockchain, but it's probably the first between all the blockchain to have a real wallet, a usable wallet that could actually make your asset quantum secure. And so we call it Winter Wallet. And it was such an important step for Solana that the last paper that Google publicized actually put in the research and put Solana and our Winter Wallet implementation with Algorand and XRP as one of the way we could actually make quantum secure blockchain right now. So there are two ways to be safe: today and forever. That was a one second. Mi sa che si sono scrambalate le slide perché questa qua era prima. Fammi vedere un attimo. Okay, sorry. This was the slide before the phase one, but we're going to go back to it. So there are two ways to be safe, today and forever. Today, and this is what we have right now on Solana, is pretty much an opt-in version of quantum proof. So you actually need to decide and make the mindful decision of actually making your asset quantum safe. And then there is the forever version of it that is to actually make the whole blockchain natively quantum safe. And that, in my opinion, is not needed to be to actually be done right now, because as we're going to see during the talk, there are not some problems, but there are some underlying issues that might not make it feasible. Not feasible, but it might not make it really smart to actually do right now. So, perfect. Now, step one, secure the VM. Now we need to secure the supply chain. So, as we said before, to secure a supply chain means to actually, for example, secure the ownership of assets, or secure, for example, the deployment of new programs. And the way that we do that is actually by giving the authorities to PDA. But giving the authorities to PDA means that then we need to reinvent a consensus that can fit inside of a program that is actually quantum safe. And the way that we discovered to be done that was to, first of all, as we said, we shipped the tree signature, but then we shipped another product that is called Vector, that is right now live. And the way that Vector works is that pretty much you represent the consensus in a different way. So you could have multiple signatures, so you could create, for example, a multisig right now that is quantum safe with all three signatures, or you could just like create an EOA or a program that represents the ownership of like a token with only one of the quantum safe blockchain. It's really, really funny because 2 weeks ago, OR, that is SOV token, so use proof of work mining of new token, decide to become quantum safe right now. So they use Vector, and every wallet that ships right now with OR is actually quantum safe because it uses Vector under the hood. Step 3, this is where we start to go into the native version of it. And so we already have what is the problem of becoming native right now? First of all, when we sign with a normal ED25519 keeper, the signature just takes 32 bytes. And that's pretty easy. Like right now on Solana, we can fit up to 1,200 bytes in a single transaction. So we can fit enough signature to make sure that everything works. When we talk about AUK, for example, that is probably that is the smallest quantum signature that we have right now. AUK is 555. So you might understand that we can fit only 2 signatures right now onto Solana. So it's not really an interesting way to figure out how to do quantum safe. But spoiler alert, already before all the quantum talk, and just because Solana is trying to go faster, better, and becoming bigger, next month actually we're gonna enable what we call CMD 296. And CMD are Solana improvement proposal that will increase the block from 1,200 to 4,096. So this means that already we can fit 8, for example, awk signature. And it will become better and better and better. Because right now, the main blocker there is like the underlying agave infrastructure. And if we can 4x right now, we can 4x in the next year if that becomes like something that we really care about. The other cool thing that is actually shipped today is XDP. So pretty much the way that we send since Solana and every blockchain has a lot of distributed node, you need to have a way for receiving and sending to other nodes all the transactions. It was already pretty, and that component is called Turbine. It was already pretty efficient. As AG said before, we survived Trump with no issue. But naturally, we weren't happy enough. And so we decided to ship XDP. And XDP already put a 200x improvement on sending those packets. And so this means that if we need to enable bigger blocks soon, we actually have the possibility of transfer them pretty easily thanks to the XDP upgrade. Oh, sorry, go back 1 second. The only problem right now that would say, let's just increase the block right now and becomes like super safe right now is Alpenglow. So Solana is going to change consensus, hopefully by the end of the year. And the main problem is that the new consensus use aggregate signature and the BLS uses. And right now, unfortunately, we don't still have a quantum signature that can be used with aggregate signatures. So once we solve that problem, we could go quantum safe tomorrow. So, and then the last step is to retire every signature that is not safe. And we have 3 different ways. So what we propose is to prove ownership of the old key using Stark. That is a post-quantum ZK proof signature. So once you can say, I own the old account, please give me access to the new one, then we can pretty much tie that signature forever. And this is actually safe because the ED25519 key is derived from a SHA-512 hash of the seed. So this means that by using the seed of the ED25519 key, we can actually prove in a safe way that the same awk, for example, signature is the same wallet. Last and for all, the advantage of Solana is that we can migrate that in a couple of hours, differently from Bitcoin. Right now, there are talks that says that Bitcoin to migrate everything will probably take like 2-3 years. And so for them, it's much more important to be prepared right now, because if we forecast that the Q-Day is coming, for example, in 10 years, it puts them to say, I need to create a buffer of 3 years to make sure that I can migrate everything. On Solana, that with the throughput that we have, it probably will come in 2-3 hours. Cool, so we write a lot of cool papers. There is a very, very cool paper written by Dean on the cryptography behind creating quantum safe blockchain. This probably will take you to the Blueshift website, but there is a research tab, and if you go on the research tab, you'll see the write-up that I mentioned here in this talk. Thank you guys for listening. Any question from the audience, or should we just go to the aperitivo that we have outside? I guess everybody's tired enough. Everything is very, very hot. Thank you guys for being here, for spending the afternoon with us. We're really, really grateful that people turn up and wanted to hear about Solana. We have a beautiful terrace. We have aperitivo. We had food. We have alcohol. Please just enjoy the night and come talk to us if you guys want. Thank you.